Okay, and welcome YouTube. Welcome back, actually. It's been a couple of months since I've recorded anything for MSQ. So if you've stuck around this long, thank you so much. And last we left off, we just finished Crystal Tower series. We just finished the Coils of Bahamut, and we're continuing MSQ because we were locked behind Crystal Towers. And yeah, so the quest that we're currently on is the Mother of Exiles, and this is just to help me kind of recap too. So really quickly, by way of Menphilia and in turn Thancred, Alphanode has requested your presence in Vesper Bay. Report to young Master Louvier at the docks outside the Waking Sands. Alphanode informs you that travelers from the eastern nation of Doma arrived in Vesper Bay not long ago, apparently seeking an audience with the rulers of Ul'dah. Believing that they may have valuable information on the current state of affairs within the Empire, he is resolved to seek them out, and wants you on hand to ensure that all proceeds smoothly. Knowing how unaccommodating the Sultan Sworn can be, he suggests beginning the search on the Royal Promenade in Ul'dah. As predicted, you find the Doman leader and her assistants fruitlessly petitioning the Sultan Sworn posted outside the Fragrant Chamber. Sensing an opportunity, Alphanode approaches the travelers and offers his assistance, on the condition that they first accompany him to the quicksand and explain their situation. Following the party to the quicksand, and let Alphanode know when you are ready to listen to the Doman's tale. Lady Yugiri, the leader of the refugees, explains that her people have come to Eorzea in search of asylum. After their rebellion against the Empire failed, Imperial forces set about razing their homeland of Doma, leaving them no choice but to flee. Moved by her tale, Alphanode offers to speak to General Roban on Yugiri's behalf, and departs for the Hall of Flames, leaving the refugees in your care. Inquire of Yugiri if there is anything else she needs. And we find out supplies on the Doman galleon have run low, and Yugiri asks that we help her secure provisions. As proprietress of the Quicksand and a proven friend to the Scions, Momodi may be the best person to speak with regarding this matter. And so we've actually finished the first half of this task, and that's to deliver Momodi's letter to somebody at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. And we have one more letter to deliver. And this, again, is on behalf of Momodi for Yugiri. This is Catherine. My, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. We're gonna go talk to Momodi again. And I really strained my voice and stuff, like doing a bunch of voices, before. And I'll probably still do voices here and there. I went to the wrong place. Probably won't do it as much, here and there. It's currently the Little Ladies Hatching Tide event. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now go and tell Lady Yugiri it's all in hand. She should be here. She is. I dared not hope for such magnanimity. Okay, we're back to this. It ain't even been 5 minutes. Much less expected. Mistress Momodi is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Alphanode. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you would be pleased with his reply. You have been granted an audience. Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both, we should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Alphanode. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is with words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. And I shall choose them with care. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's in the chamber. I'm pretty sure that's the chamber overall. It certainly is, but it's marked in red. I hope it's not locked behind level. It might be. If you notice, this whole time I've kind of been in Dragoon garb. I've been leveling Dragoon on the side to get ready for Heaven's Ward. So now we can do this. A pleasure, MSQ. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting. This is the Syndicate.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri.
I do love that this is all voiced,
Although
by the way.
I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this
Soldiers or tradesmen. You could definitely use both.
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
How much are you going to provide them?
Is not known for his generosity.
Yeah.
He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Uldar is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Uldar. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
In this instance, I understand what both sides are saying.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were
She got her
your
stank
words
face
that
on.
day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Uldar's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage hath fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
That's an easy way to vote. Oh, we know he's gone. That's almost the whole table. Yeah. So they're... Oh, no.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
We love Teleji.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. but this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Okay, we're gonna take the gold pieces. As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft have I wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worst of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. But I will waste no more words on him. Not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the Hall of Flames. I know where I'm going. And if you notice too, I've actually transferred this character from Seraph to Fairy and had it join my FC guild. The Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving that the matter be reconsidered. The monitorists have made their position clear. Agreed. Ulda is not an option. Nor are Limsa Liminsa in Gridania, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs, which leaves our Doman friends confined to a ship. The thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative, a place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Minfilia, that is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment. Not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time, a week, mayhap, or even just a few days? Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal, if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphanod. The headquarters of my order, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mardona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands, hard labor, lest you doubt, with naught save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself proposed, Lady Yugiri. Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ulda, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Alphanod, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. Life your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts. As I told you, and before that, there remains the matter of how they may be safely borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Old Dawn Adventurers Guild can be of assistance. Look for me thereon in MSQ. To Momodi. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the Immortal Flames can provide. I'm not even gonna look on the map. I'm just gonna assume it's Momodi, or at least the tavern. We are concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship, with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Momodi has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they are ready to set out for Mardona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. Ayo. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught the Immortal Flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Were it a smaller number, mayhap it would go unnoticed, but the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mardona. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the Doman's behalf. Very well. We should begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Yugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. Well, it sounds like we all have work to do. Lady Yugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting our Doman friends to you, after you have rested your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? Alphanode has a mind to send you to Vesper Bay. Pray return. As we speak, the Domans prepare for departure at Vesper Bay, wherefrom they will be transported by carriage to Ul'dah. That said, this has all been decided rather suddenly, and it would not surprise me if the refugees require some assistance in coordinating their preparations. MSQ would have you return to Vesper Bay and facilitate the process through tasks great and small. In short, whatever must be done. Speak with a man named Hozan when you arrive. As Lady Yugiri tells it, he has been designated the leader of the first group. I'm just going to quickly pause the recording. One sec. Alright, and we continue. We're going to the docks here, I can see. Hozan. Oh, okay. Greetings. Alphanode informed me that a scion would be arriving to help with the preparations. I am honored to meet you, though shamed as well. Great warriors should not be asked with such trivialities. I knew from a glance what manner of man you were. I too have some skills at arms, and so do many of our people. Pray forgive this little trifle, but might I trouble you to help round up the children that have been given into my care? They are most adept at staying hidden from my sight, but perhaps your keen eyes will succeed where I have failed. You have my thanks, friend. Pray seek out my son Yozan. He can tell you more. Oh boy. And what if I didn't assist? Like, what if I wasn't here to assist? You would still have to find them. Ain't this some BS? Oh, hello there. I'm Yozan, son of Hozan. Will you be coming with us to Ul'dah? I hear we're traveling by a horse-bird-drawn carriage, but don't you think they're queer? Giant birds that people ride like horses? I still want to try riding one, but what's that? You're looking for the others. But don't worry, I already told them to go get ready for the carriages. I'll need your help, though. We were just finishing a game of hide and seek. 3 players are still in hiding, and since Lady Yugiri told us to take it really seriously, they won't move until they're found. But Vesper Bay isn't that big, so I bet you can find them in no time. Having done this on like 30 alts, there's one here. Don't care what idle children have to say. Let's go. Alright, then we go back to Hozon. Wonderful. All the children are accounted. Hide and seek. I see that you are curious. It's quite simple, really. Lady Yugiri thought it best that the children know what to do in case the Garleans found us, so I should hope that those days are behind us, but I nevertheless take comfort in knowing that we are prepared. Again, we'll just take the guild. The first caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest at regular intervals. My family and I, including my stubborn old father Home, will be traveling in the lead carriage together with young Koharu, whom I believe you've already met. Though I understand the road to Ul'dah is regularly patrolled by your brass blades, it would give us great comfort if you would agree to accompany us on our journey. Once again, I thank you for your kindness. When you are ready to leave, please inform our coachman. I guess we're just... It's fine. It's fine. You can fly now. That's a thing. Eager to be off, are ye? Well, I was meaning to have a word with ye about that. Runner from the Blade says we might have a problem. A fierce-looking beastie's been sighted south of the bridge to Hammerlea. Might be as someone's eyes are playing tricks on him, of course, but it don't pay to gamble in this business. Now, I know you can handle yourself in a fight, but this lot here is another story. So I was thinking, you might go on ahead and have a quick look around. Make sure the area's safe, like, and if you come across anything dangerous, you know what to do. With you satisfied the way is clear, meet us outside Horizon. The Blades tell me the road there is safe, so I reckon we can make it that far on our own. Assuming the self-same bastards don't try and rob us, that is. Oh, this is way past Horizon. I forgot how to play Warrior, I'm gonna be honest. It's been so long. Oh, that increases the beast gauge. Ah, okay. Now that's a stun. Should just be the one. Yeah. Oh, I passed them. I didn't even realize. So, there was a beastie. Was being the operative word, eh? Well fought, sir. Well fought. If only I were in better health, I should have been proud to stand at your side. Pay my son no mind. He forgets that his responsibilities preclude acts of daring do. Be that as it may, I cannot help but envy you. Had we been able to call upon heroes of your strength and skill in Doma, things would have been very different. But we cannot change the past. Those who fought and fell, forever lost to us. Lost but not forgotten. Lady Yugiri's kinsmen least of all. They fought fiercest, though they knew full well it was in vain. She had every right to walk away, yet she chose to stay. Food, shelter, the promise of a better life. All this and more we owe to her. How does one even begin to repay such a debt? In kind, Father. To she who has given everything, we shall give our all. Whatever work there is to be done, we shall do without question. Ditch digging, bricklaying, matters not. Revenant's Toll will grow and prosper by our hands. What the? Who just got knocked out? Hey, Mr. MSQ, Koharu and I want to know why you became an adventurer. In glory. Glory? Ah, like bringing honor to your family, you mean? Yes, Father always goes on about that. It's my turn now. Excuse me, Mr. MSQ. I've got a question. What's Revenant Toll like? Is it pretty? Bastion of civilization in a harsh and unforgiving wilderness. So, there are lots of rocks and things? It sounds a bit scary, but you'll be there too, won't you? Enough, Koharu. It's my turn again. Mr. MSQ, when I'm older, I want to be strong like you. What do I have to do? Fight ferocious, train every day. Ah, so my father was right. Again, how do you do it? Come on, tell me, and don't leave anything out. Alright, that's enough questions for Mr. MSQ. That's not fair. Why does Yuzan get to ask 2 questions? I want to know about adventuring just as much as he does. Just one more, please. Do you think I could be an adventurer like you one day? Really? I will. Thanks for the advice, Mr. MSQ. I won't forget it. I'm gonna be an adventurer too. When we get to Revenant's Toll, let's make an adventurers guild for Domans. We'll protect our friends and punish the wicked, just like Mr. MSQ and Lady Yugiri. Yeah, just like Mr. MSQ and Lady Yugiri. I almost got those reversed. We can talk about it in the carriage on the way. Will you be joining us? Alright, they're here. They're here in Old, But we've got to go back to the quicksand. So we'll see you there in just a sec. And through the magic of OBS's updates, I can now pause and unpause recordings, so these cuts are going to be so much better. Especially if you're watching this in one long take. Which, by the way, frickin' thank you. It's not as bad. MSQ, I take it the first group has arrived. Excellent. Is there aught else? No, I have matters well in hand here. You and Lady Yugiri should travel to Revenant's Toll forthwith. Is it past time Lady Yugiri... It is past time Lady Yugiri met with the guild representatives in the Revenant's Toll. Since I do not foresee any further matters arising here in Thanalan which might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort to the Doman delegation for the duration of the journey. Speak first with Slafborn upon your arrival. He is the one with whom the Domans will be working most closely, I should think. Afterwards, introduce Lady Yugiri to Minfilia and the guild emissary. If both meetings go well, with resulting ties should stand the Domans in good stead for that which is to come. Safe travels. It's very wordy and very winded, and I'm not looking forward to Heaven's Word's Urianger speech. And this must be the esteemed Lady Yugiri and her associates. I greet you all as friends, and bid you welcome to the toll. I hope you do not find our dearth of fineries off-putting. Poor though we may seem, we have a wealth of spirit and camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't enter into it here. We welcome all sorts, provided they are willing to earn their keep, of course. We are no strangers to hard work, Master Slafborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence. Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand, I give the same speech to all new arrivals, and you do not bow your head or call me master either. We are both frontier hands as far as I'm concerned. As you wish, Slafborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Our guests have yet to meet the antecedent. 7 hells, MSQ. Why are you wasting time with me? See them to the rising stones. I'm gonna not show his helmet for the cutscenes. I think there's like an actual setting for that where it doesn't show in cutscenes. I could be wrong. But I think that's a thing. It took a little too long to load. I think this is the way we want to go. Nope. I have to speak with Yugiri first. Please hold. To whom much is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We shall join you at the Rising Stones. Okay. Now we're on the right part. There we go. It actually shows we should be here. It's no use. Our attempts to reach the students of Baldesion continue to meet with failure. Urianger has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded naught. We will preserve, of course, yet within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting confirmation of that which we already know. How fare the Domans? I am given to understand you kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. Mayhap you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unresolved. I should not blame you if you did, nor would I deny that this matter falls outside our normal purview. Be that as it may, I could not ignore the plight of these refugees. Not when it was within our power to help them. Lady Yugiri is here. Please show her in. I should very much like to meet her. We have no objections. Pray do so with our blessing. Your answer pleases me beyond words, my lady, but are you quite certain? We have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons. In the event that Revenant's toll could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternate solution. Should that come to pass, we will find it together. As ever, it has been a pleasure, Antecedent. Alas, we must take our leave as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, pray speak with Slathborn, Lady Yugiri. MSQ? Oh. Laman and I will make all necessary preparations to ensure that our Doman friends feel at home upon their arrival, though I must admit that I am still troubled about the matter of the missing crystals. Y'shtola should be returning on with a report from afield. Mayhap you could wait here and speak with her upon her arrival.
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning a fleet with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
His voice is already different, I think.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja.
Right, that's
Yet
what
it
I
did
would
not.
assume.
It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand?
Vilbrand.
There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear. Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Wasn't just her.
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless ones. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
The
Emissary is probably the
gift
Ascian.
and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not? Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words.
Elidibus.
He is behind
Elidibus.
this.
Elidibus. Elidibus. It's the Assassian. Almost said
But surely
Assassian.
it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
Ooh, that camera zoom was cool.
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
Yeah, it seems his voice is already different.
Is afoot.
And if it's not, I'm chirping.
Primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
Primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it.
Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna really quickly, I thought about this during the cutscene, put myself on busy so nobody, I don't get like pinged and stuff during cutscenes. Plainly, should the worst come to pass and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think that eventuality inevitable. Yet so long as there is even a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts toward achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa Lominsa and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in the intervening time and will doubtless have valuable information to share. We'll see you when we get to Limsa. You are expected. Pray take this lift to the command room. Welcome, friends. I take it Ishtola has apprised you of the situation. Let us not waste time then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as Thanalan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning. We would welcome the Scion's support in this endeavor. But if gods forbid our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you more than we are more support, much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. Lady Minfilia, I am given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so. I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with mine own eyes. Is that so? Well, I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require. Precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Private Playdrew, our scouts are currently what? Connoitering Sahagan movements within the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be apprised of the latest intelligence. Commander Falk Breda has charge of the garrison. So we're going on our little early scouting report. I think we gotta go to Aleport. Actually, I have another thing to do here for another quest. I've been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoitre the Sapsa spawning grounds. Though it pains me to admit it, the Maelstrom has never faced a foe the likes of this before. We must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that, and yet their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. If it is not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into Sapsa, all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend those who may have been wounded. And though it pains me to even consider the notion if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into enemy territory, however. We can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. Okay, here's one right here. Help, somebody! Of all the times to forget the restorative. Thank you. I owe you my life. We were ambushed by the Serpent Reavers, lightly armed as we are. We didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the Serpent's Tongue, I'm certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. Just gonna zoom through here. There's a lot of Reavers. There's 2 of them. Oh, I think they're gone. Okay, now we just report back. We're gonna fly over. Falk Brenda. Meant to talk to Falk Brenda, not you, my guy. You returned to thank the Navigator. When I learned that you went to the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, I feared you would meet an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of the others? Dear gods, these wounds were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Is their savagery know no bounds? Enemies or no, they go too far. I dread to think what may have become of the 2 who remain unaccounted for. I pray that they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear. We have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The war horns will sound any moment now, so be ready and sally forth when they do. Sally forth. Thrice damned fishback bastards. I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have been already begun to amass at the Aetheryte in the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready. We but awaited your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. But we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetheryte and eliminate the Sahagin priest presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levies spearhead the assault, and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the selfsame moment, a divisionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. In likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. At MSQ and Ishtola, the 2 of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversions should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Bancred and Yugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle around to join the infiltration unit of Ishtola and MSQ. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetheryte, accompanied by Lady Minfilia as we agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle! When last did we fight side by side, MSQ? Too long ago, I warrant. But come, let us away. Alright, and that's that for this section. We'll see you in the next one.